This journal is titled A Step-by-Step Program to Facilitate Antalgic and Sedative Medication Prescribing Using the Drug Burden Index in Electronic Medical Records. This journal was written by Naswa Masnun, Sarita Lu, Sarah Hilmi, and the year the journal was published in 2022 article type. The purpose of making this journal is the Drug Burden Index (DBI) measures a person's total exposure to anticholinergic and sedative medication, which are commonly associated with harm. Drug incorporating the DBI in electronic medical records (EMR) and implementing a DBI stewardship program. We aim to determine uptake of the steward's recommendation to prescribe anticholinergic and or sedative drugs by the medical team, and with their accepted recommendations were actioned in hospital or recommended for follow-up by the general practitioner post-discharge. This journal used the method a single-arm, non-randomized feasibility study was performed at an Australian tertiary referral metropolitan hospital. The stewardship pharmacist reviewed EMRs of patients aged is greater than 75 years with DBI scores is greater 0. During admission, the steward identified and discussed potential opportunities to prescribe anticholinergic and or sedative medication with the medical registration. This journal used the method a single-arm, non-randomized feasibility study was performed at an Australian tertiary referral metropolitan hospital. The stewardship pharmacist reviewed EMRs of patients aged is greater than 75 years with DBI scores is greater 0. During admission, the stewards identified and discussed potential opportunities to prescribe anticholinergic and or sedative medication with the medical registration. The subject of the journal this was a single-arm, non-randomized feasibility study involving older inpatients admitted to the Royal North Shore Hospital, which is a metropolitan tertiary referral hospital in New South Wales, Australia. The following inclusion criteria were applied to patients: aged greater aged 75, aged 75 years or older, admit under general medicine or aged care between 13 July and 31 October 2021 and with a TBI score greater than 0 at the time of review by the stewards. Patients who were admitted with COVID-19 and received COVID-19 and received a model of care that was different from usual care were excluded from the study. This journal produced among 256 patients reviewed. Their Stewart made 170 recommendations for 117 patients. Registrars agreed with 141 recommendations, 82.9%. For 95 patients, 81.2%, and actioned 150 prescribing recommendations for 80 patients, most commonly for antidepressants and opioids. The 150 actioned recommendations result in 125 changes, with 44 changes to the inpatient drug chart and 81 additional changes recommended post-discharge in the discharge summary. While for the result of the discussion is previous studies have explored different types of deep grasping intervention with varying levels of expectancy of recommendation or signal generated by ICD-10 40 until 43. Some studies have clinicians translating the signal at the patient-specific level as undertaken in this study is more likely to be successful. It is more resource intensive, which may impact long-term sustainability of this model of care. After that, there is a conclusion from this journal of it. 3. There are opportunities for deep prescribing anticholinergic and sedative medication in older inpatients, and having a stewardship program with a clinic decision support system in the EMR can help identify and implement these changes. Future studies should identify practical solutions to new barriers to deep prescribing, including incorporating the intervention bundle into the usual workflow through local code signing to maximize impact and sustainability. Future studies should assess which high-risk patients should be targeted and evaluate a range of outcomes, including prescribing and clinic outcomes during and after hospital admissions. This journal has a status of availability of data. The majority of the data analyzed during this study are included in this published article. Any other data sets generated during the current study are available from the corresponding author on responsible request. Maybe that's all I can